Hey there, everybody. Welcome into the ESPN FC studios, a Friday edition. Oh.
Well, that was that daft introduction you did again.
No, that was exactly how you do a proper extra time introduction with enthusiasm.
There's nothing proper about it.
Very disappointed. Stevie Nicol joins me here in the studio. That laugh you hear is Jan Aage Fjortoft, somewhere cold. He's complaining. Just told our producer, hurry up, I'm freezing. I thought he was from Norway. Shaka Hislop, very comfortable in his own home. All right, the first question for you, Stevie. Dan the Orange Man asks, what has been going on with Alexander-Arnold recently? If Liverpool want to win the title this season, does he have to improve?
I think he definitely has to improve defensively, no question. I think going forward, recent games, it's been difficult for him. You know, he normally has space to put the ball in, but because of the way the opposition is played, he's putting the ball into a box that's full of, what, two teams basically. You're talking probably 14 people, so that makes it tough for him going forward. But no question, defensively, he has to improve a ton.
Shaka, your thoughts?
I agree fully with Stevie. His strength has always been going forward. He's always been a little bit suspect defensively and just getting shown up.
We got Marine and Spurs coming up. FA Cup big matchup. I think like 161 places in the table between them. Kartik asks, can the panelists talk about their experience of facing non-league sides and any funny incidents that they remember? You surely had some battles in the mud, I bet.
What a couple. Well, see, the thing is, when you play a non-league side, the one thing you can't do is try and be clever, because basically they'll just knock you down.
Yeah.
And then they'll start on you, and then they'll just keep chirping at you, and you don't want to take on Scousers in particular, Marina Scousers. I've played there. I played there in a Liverpool Senior Cup game with Liverpool reserves, and I made the mistake early on of throwing in a silly liner about money, and the rest of the game they absolutely slaughtered me with the verbals, and I just wasn't up to it.
Yeah,
absolutely killed me. But the actual game, if you go about it correctly and you do it properly, regardless of whether you win 1-0 or 10-0, they'll respect you. But the minute they think you're trying to have a laugh at their expense, you better start jumping high.
Jan, any stories from your days in the FA Cup?
Yeah, the thing is that when you're a striker, there is a saying in Germany, saying in every team there is a Wadelbeißer, meaning there is always someone who can knock you down. That has nothing to do with how many places there are between the teams, because there is always a strong guy who can take you big time. So that I have experienced many, many times. But I played for Swindon Town. I think at the time we were a Premiership team, and we played an amateur team. And I remember the goalkeeper. He was a bit too fat, the goalkeeper, and I was desperate. And I was desperate to get my goal, because they all counts. I mean, strikers, we always want to score goals. So this goalkeeper saved the ball from me, and he was leaning towards the post, and he said, "I need a beer." And I thought, is he saying that in the cup? And I couldn't. And then at the end, I scored, and we won the game 2-0. But he wanted a beer during the game.
Shaka, any tales of fat goalies or maybe fat field players?
Well, outside of me, you mean? I remember. I think it was 97, 98, playing for Newcastle. We were playing non-league opposition. I'm trying to remember who it was. And I think Kenny was we got drawn to play away. And Kenny who was the manager at the time, was trying to get the game moved to St. James's Park. And, you know, whenever you say or try to do anything like this, anything you say is spun out of context in the media, and it took on a momentum that, you know, wasn't intended. And then so Sky said we'll pay, again I can't remember who it was, we'll pay you how much ever over the odds to make sure you don't lose out in terms of gate revenue, because that was one of the things. If you play St. James's Park, you know, the club split the revenue, so it would be better for the small club, and it became an animal of its own. We actually drew away, thank goodness, and then won at St. James's Park, so avoided the embarrassment. But it was an ugly 2 weeks for Newcastle.
Yeah, I didn't realize like the FA Cup is such a huge source of income for some of these, especially, you know, once you get out of League One and League Two, etc. Jan, Have you ever felt like applauding an opposition player or opposition goalie or an opposition goal during or after a match? Have you ever been so moved?
Moved in terms of impressed?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Madrid fans for Ronaldinho back in the day.
I probably have when I was in England. What I liked in England was that you had the referees, they were running around you. If you scored a goal, they would come over and say, well done, Jan. Or if you missed a goal, they would say, well, sorry, and all that kind of thing. No, but I haven't done that, but I would love to do that. And because I played against the likes of Bergkamp, these players who did these magnificent kind of things I would love to. Then I'm a football fan, and you thought, well, but on the pitch, I would like to kick them down. I'm sorry. That's how I was, because I always played for a bit weaker teams than Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, and all that. And that annoyed me so that no, I didn't want to applaud on the pitch. If I was a fan, I would love to do it, but thank God I didn't do it.
Stevie, I'd asked you the question, but what about Jan and his relationship with the refs? Very buddy-buddy, isn't it? I mean, oh, sorry you missed the goal. Good try next time. I never heard that. That's crazy.
To be fair, Jan probably caught the back end of when referees actually spoke to you like that.
Did they? Was that actually a thing?
Yeah. Actually, I have a referee told me to go and you know what.
Right.
Just in jest. and it's fine.
Yeah.
I quite actually enjoyed it. It made it easier. One thing it did do is it calmed you down. You know, because referees get on your nerves. It don't matter whether they're right or wrong, they give a decision against you, then you want to have a go at them. But I always felt that it calmed you down.
Shaka and crew, what do you think, West Ham question, what do you think of the Sebastien Haller to Ajax transfer? Obviously the experiment failed, but is shipping the player off worthy of a $25 million loss for the Hammers? Must be more than lack of performance on the pitch. Shaka, what do you make of it?
My biggest concern with the Haller move to Ajax is that he's been filling in for Michael Antonio, and albeit he's been an expensive fill-in of late, you know, Antonio hasn't. The question is his fitness going forward and whether he features, and if they have a replacement, because as of right now, I'm not sure that they have somebody other than Haller to fill in. That being said, it's not worked out anywhere near as well as Sydney I thought it would.
Final question. Is Stevie going to go off the rails from his diet this weekend? What's the over-under?
Yes.
For how?
Yes, he is.
For how many?
No, I'm gonna. No, I'll tell you.
Can I just say this? You know, just
I'll
having been
answer that. Yes, he is.
You're doing. It's a serious diet. Like you rolled in today with nothing but a carrot for lunch.
Correct.
Yeah. No,
I will be having a couple of beers at the weekend. That's my.
That's the negotiation. That's the middle ground.
That's it.
Yeah.
During the week, nothing.
Hold on.
And at the weekend, I can have a few beers.
Hold on.
That's the long-term solution.
Sebi, we both known Stevie long enough to know that there's no such thing as a couple of beers. No such thing.
Right.
In Stevie world, a couple of beers.
All right. It'll be more than a couple. But let's be. I mean, nothing during the week. No carbs during the week. Some at the weekend. And it's a long-term thing.
Yep.
No, it's not a short-term thing.
Totally.
This is a long-term health drive, is what it is.
Lifestyle change.
Completely, yes.
Speaking of health, we got to get Jan Aage Fjortoft out of the cold. He's freezing before our very eyes. Jan, thank you very much. Shaka, thanks to you as well.
He's Scandinavian.
That's what I said.
He's all right.
The game's gone soft. You know.
Give me hope, Joanna. Give me hope, Joanna.
He should be able to sit there with his Speedos on.
I'm sorry, isn't he indoors in a jacket and we're complaining about the cold? All right, we'll leave it there.
I'm
Thanks.
outside.
I'm
outside,
he's
Shaka.
outside. Somebody get a violin. We'll see you next time.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.